What's up, y'all? This is Alex from the Rim Review. The Rim Review is a page that gives nuance to the way you watch basketball through providing in-depth player analysis and X's and O's breakdowns. In today's episode, we're going to cover 8 simple basketball concepts that you'll notice the next time you watch a EuroLeague, NBA, or collegiate game. These are also some really fun concepts you can incorporate with your high school team or when you're simply playing pickup with friends. Now let's get into it. The first concept we're going to be looking at today is Spain. As you can see right here in this diagram, the general concept of Spain pick and roll is when the 5 or someone sets a screen and it is followed up with a back pick on the screener. Now let's get into film to make this a little more clear. And also, these teams on the right are teams that run this all the time, but there are so many teams that run this more, and you're going to see Spain pick and roll in pretty much any NBA game that you watch. Now, let's watch this play. Right here, the first screen is set by Jalen Williams at a wide angle. It is now followed up with this back pick, and as you can see, he's screening Oscar Tshiebwe, which allows Williams to roll, which forces this defender to communicate over here so he's not able to come over and help, and it leads to a wide open dunk. So once again, this screen takes out this man, this screen takes out this man, and he is concerned with the roll so he doesn't come over to help, and it's an easy finish. Spain really forces a defense to talk, and it leads to results such as this one. On this next play, it's a very similar action. Once again, very clear, screen on the ball here, back pick here, and it's amazing what it leads to. But what's awesome is when you set the back pick, oftentimes you'll be able to pop and get a wide open 3, such as this one. You're also able to hit the roll man, and on this play right here, it's going to be this screen, and it turns into Spain right here with this ball screen here and this screen, and look at this, it's a roll. Even though no contact is made on Steven Adams, he has to take a step sideways because he expects the contact, and it leads to a crazy dunk.
Lucas.
And guess what? You can do even more creative things such as this action. Right here, there's a ball screen, and then the Spain occurs here. But they actually decide to twist it, turn around, and have a trick play, and it's a wide open 3. So now that you have the basic concept of Spain, you're gonna see more things such as this, and honestly, that's just pretty to watch, and it's a great 3 special. Now, this next action is known as a double drag. It's very simple, and it's called a variety of different names. But right here, as you see in the diagram, the 5 and the 4 are going to both set a screen on the ball. On this play right here, the double drag occurs, and you have 2 men setting a ball screen. And actually, this play would be considered a double drag Spain, as you see this up screen right here that sets it for the lob. A double drag's a really nice action, and it leads to a lot of great results, such as this one. Right here, UConn flows into a lot of double drags. They're first going to start off getting the ball up top, and now that they're set, the first ball screen is set here. And what's cool about a double drag is now there's a screen set here, but Jordan Hawkins is actually going to go under and not set the second screen. As you can see right here, he's more having like a banana cut in this direction. That is still considered a 77 as it's drawing this defender over, and it leaves Jordan Hawkins wide open for an easy 3. On this play, once again, a 77 is happening here with Grayson Allen and Brooks Lopez. And then it's a really cool rescreen where Grayson Allen comes the other way for a 3. Once again, all of these base concepts are simple, as a double drag is really just 2 on-ball screens, but it can very easily turn into beautiful actions, such as this one, that really force a defense to talk and make it hard to guard. Now, let's look at a horn set, which pretty much every high school basketball team in the country runs. All a horn set is you have two guys on the elbow, typically both bigs. However, some teams will run horned small, which is when they have a big and a guard on the elbows. Right here, as you see, Jeremy Shohan and Jakob Poeltl are both on the elbows. And now they're going to catch the ball, and then they're immediately going to flow into the zoom action, where it's a DHO and Devin Vassell gets an easy mid-range. Having this elbow playmaking is really nice, and it's just good, simple spacing that allows a basketball team to remain organized. On this play, we're going to get more creative as Jokic and Aaron Gordon are both at the elbows. Right here, they give Jokic the ball. He hands it off, and then look at this. It's an elevator screen where Aaron Gordon and Jokic are setting it for Jamal Murray to get a wide open three. This is another play that a lot of teams run. This has probably been ran at the high school level, Horns elevator. It's super simple, but it's creative and fun. These are great ways to get your guys open shots. On this play, the Jazz are having the ball, and with a bucket could ice the game. So they start off here in a horn set. They then split with Walker Kessler setting a screen on the ball. Kessler then goes and sets what the Jazz call a throwback screen or a rescreen. You can call it a variety of different things, where Lauri Markkanen comes off the screen. And now look at this. You have Lauri Markkanen basically going downhill. Franz Wagner is out of the play. And now you have Walker Kessler in a roll. You're forcing the defense to have him collapse. You're going to force Markelle Fultz to come over. Really what I'd like to do is see either a hammer or an interchange between these two guys. But you get Lauri Markkanen going downhill. That's just beautiful. Let's watch this one more time because it's just good basketball. And these are simple concepts that work on every level. You get Lauri going downhill, and bam, it's money. On this play, it's another horns action where it's going to be a down screen. So you set this screen right here, and then they act like nothing happens. And then, wow, what are we about to see? This up screen. That's just fun and special. And it all starts with a horn set. So you have two guys here with horns, you set a down screen, and then you come right back up for a lob. And I know I showed it twice, but it's just pretty. Now let's look at a zoom action. And a zoom is basically a concept that is run frequently out of delay. And delay is when you typically give the ball to the 5 at the top of the key. But pretty much a zoom can be run out of any sort of concept. And all that a zoom is it's one of two things. It can either be a dribble handoff leading to a ball screen, or it can be a ball screen leading to a dribble handoff. Either way, a zoom is a really great action and a concept that leads to winning basketball. And we're going to see this right here. So we're going to start off with this action. And once again, look at the time and score. An NBA team is running this zoom action with a tie game and 58 seconds left. And if they're doing this in the NBA, it's going to work in your pickup games or your IM leagues with your buddies. So right here, Larry Nance has the ball. Jose Alvarado is going to set a screen, and it comes into a CJ McCollum dribble handoff, and McCollum gets a nice, easy three. But it can also go the other way, and we're going to see that right here on this action, where it's going to be a dribble handoff followed by a John Collins screen, and it leads to an easy Kevin Huerter floater, and Kevin Huerter could have gotten more to the rim, but once again, zooms create advantages. And now we're going to look at some fun things with zoom, and you're going to see the zoom right here, as it's a screen into a dribble handoff, and while basically everyone on the court except these two guys are focused on this action, look what we're about to see, a one-on-one backdoor cut. So zooms can be a great action that can be used to occupy a large portion of the defense while giving someone else an opportunity to create off ball. On this play, we're going to see a zoom with multiple things. And first off, this zoom starts in a horn set. So it's not like you're doing one or the other. You start to layer these types of concepts on each other. And so it becomes a zoom right here as you have the down screen into the dribble handoff. And then the Cavs are going to get even more creative, and they're going to set this punch or rip or slice or whatever you call it screen to get Evan Mobley the ball in the post. And even if that didn't work, Isaac Okoro could have had the opportunity to come off this screen right here from Robin Lopez. And so basketball really is about layering actions together. And this action, you have a horns, then a zoom, then you have this screen, the screener, and then you have another opportunity. And if that hadn't worked, and let's say this screen was denied, I guarantee you if everything is denied, the Cavs are probably going to have a two-man game right here with Donovan Mitchell. Or they just have Robin Lopez come up and set another screen. All basketball is about continuously flowing to the next action, and right here, it's an easy basket. Now, this next concept is called a flare screen, which is honestly something that is around pretty much everywhere. I even did this sometimes in middle school. Some people call it a chest screen. It's particularly called a chest in the NBA, but most people call it a flare. And as you see right here, a flare is just this angled screen to get somebody open away from the ball. And we're going to see this right here. So right here, the Celtics are going to run an action that involves a flare screen. And as you see, Jason Tatum passes the ball up and is now going to have this screen that allows him to move alongside the three-point line. Trae Young isn't paying attention. That's a trend. And it leads to Jason Tatum getting a wide open three. While he doesn't make it, it's just a simple play to get your best player an open shot. On this play, we're going to see Desmond Bane come off a flare screen, and I want to point something out right here. Derrick Rose is going to go from this corner to the opposite corner, and the reason why he's doing this is because he wants to bring his man away right here. The reason why they're doing this is now there's no backside help, and it puts Domantas Sabonis on an island when Jaren Jackson sets this flare screen. Domantas Sabonis thinks that he can switch the action because I guarantee you that if they didn't switch it, or not that they can switch it, sorry, that they can fight through the action because after this flare, Jaren Jackson is going to go right into a ball screen. So Sabonis calls for them to fight through and not switch, and it leads to bad talk, and Sabonis feels like you can fight through because he assumes there's help right here because he doesn't know that Derrick Rose has ran to this corner. And Desmond Bane gets a wide open three. Right here, the Hornets are going to run another flare screen. And as you see, just good movement. A really easy screen here to get Brandon Miller the ball. And then a nice interchange in between these two with Cody Martin and Nick Richards lifting. And it leads to a wide open three opportunity for Brandon Miller. He doesn't take the three, and he sidesteps and makes it a highlight. Right here, Stetson is going to run this. And once again, every team is running this. If we're pulling clips from Stetson, you can get it pretty much anywhere. They're going to start in a box set. They're going to once again clear the side, which is very important because it puts Donovan Clingan on an island. And as soon as the screen is set, this really should be a shot. Right here, I think Stephon Castle's presence and the name value he brings probably concerns the Stetson shooter, but this should be a shot or an immediate right drive. For some reason, Stetson goes left, but it still works for a bucket. Now let's talk about a hammer screen, which is pretty much just another more developed version of a flare. All that a hammer is it's don't worry about this stuff right here. This is a way a lot of teams get into a hammer, but it's really the 3 and the 4 right here. As the 1 is making this drive, the 3 is going to set kind of coming up. Think about coming either from, maybe not necessarily the dunker, but that lower part of near the baseline, coming up from the baseline to set a screen for the floor to drift to the corner. And we're going to see this right here. And once again, this isn't a summer league game from a couple years ago. These types of actions are ran all the time, and they're consistently great. So right here, and you're going to see this, As this is the hammer screen being set, it allows you to drift to the corner. And even though he slips, he's able to get the pass off for an open shot. On this play, we're going to see another hammer action. And once again, I tried to get a variety of different clips, with this one being from overseas. Right here, you're going to see this ball screen occurring at the top of the key. And while this ball screen occurs, the hammer is going to occur here. It leads to getting to the corner and an open three. So a hammer is a really nice secondary action to layer into your main ball screen or top of the key movement. Now let's talk about a stagger screen. And stagger screens have become more and more popular, especially in college basketball, where UConn runs it all the time. And basically a stagger is 2 screens away from the ball. As you see right here, the 4 and the 5 are setting the screen on the 2. So right here, we're gonna see this stagger screen, and it's a pretty simple concept. And you're going to see Jay Crowder and DeAndre Ayton setting a stagger screen for Mikal Bridges, who gets downhill for an easy layup. Right here, we're going to see a stagger continuity from BYU. So they start off with staggers up here. And then after this, it turns into staggers right here. And it's just good actions and smart basketball. And then once again, you can mix it around. So you think 20's coming off the stagger? Nope, I'm setting a stagger. You go the other way, and then that doesn't work. You just go into another ball screen, and it's flowing into more and more actions. Well, it didn't work this time for BYU. It's the continuities that typically lead to successful hoops. Right here, you're gonna see a stagger action from UConn. So you see a stagger here. The stagger is set, and then you go right into a double drag. So you have Cam Spencer, and then you have another screen right here. And then after that, you're gonna set this punch screen where Cam flick Spencer, and it becomes a flex. So Cam Spencer sets a screen here, and then there's a down screen coming right here. And this is how you get open. You set more and more actions, and even though they force him to reject this screen, it's the continuous movement that makes teams really good. It's flowing into the 3rd and 4th action that allows you to win basketball games. And UConn does this better than anybody. So they have a stagger right here, and then they run into another stagger. Once again, this is more of a baseline stagger. And then as soon as this stagger occurs, Donovan Clingan just seals because he sees that the defense is trying to cheat by going over. So there's no reason for Tristan Newton to run to his spot. Why don't we just run to the corner? And then Clingan opens up, and it's a simple layup. Just smart basketball. Now let's talk about a ram. And we're gonna see this right here, where a ram is just a screen forcing someone to come up for a screen. So on this action, the ram screen is set. And then this ram turns into Spain. So a ram is this action where the screen is set here, leading to another screen. But then a really common thing is to layer the ram up with a Spain. So now you have a Spain action where they're both setting screens. And then, after the Spain, let's just pin in and lead to a wide open 3. So that's 3 actions really layered into one, which leads to successful hoops. This is just more of a basic ram. And we're gonna see this right here. Nick Batum sets it for Zubac. And then the timing was off, but this would be considered ram exit. If Trey Mann were to set a pin in right here, he could potentially give Nick Batum a shot. But even if you're not giving Nick Batum a shot, had the timing been better, and the timing was not great here, you're occupying these guys and you create a 2-man game. And once again, look at this movement. Zubac gets the ball here, you force the defense to collapse, and then you space another shooter in the corner. And it's tick, tick, boom. Overall, those are 8 really simple basketball concepts that can improve the way you watch the game. If you want to learn more on how to watch basketball, please comment and I will make sure to make more of these videos and maybe have some in-depth breakdowns of things such as the Kings pistol offense and a variety of different concepts. Overall, thanks for watching as always, and we'll be sure to tune in for a video later this week. And once again, this is the Rim Review.